Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and welcome back to Dragon Ball Super Reviews. I'm sorry this review is a little bit late, but I had to go ahead and do the scans discussion with Alpha, Eevee, and John. You can check that out if you check out my channel. I'll probably send a link in the description. But with that said, it's time to move on to our next review of the Dragon Ball Super episode. Today we'll be reviewing episode 29, It's Settled. We're holding a martial arts match. The team captain's even stronger than Goku. This episode was really cool. It's I hate to say it, but a lot of, even though these are just prep-up episodes for the main event, a lot of the episodes here are going to probably look a lot better than the episodes that we've already seen, because all of it is going to be fresh, like new content, completely new, everything, unless you read the manga. And even if you read the manga is supposed to promote the anime, so even that, the slightest change could be a breath of fresh air for us, because obviously a manga panel is a lot different than moving motion animation. But anyway, yeah, so a lot of the content in this episode is a breath of fresh air. I liked all of it. It's basically starting off right from where episode 28 left off, where Champa and Beerus have decided that they're going to go ahead and do the tournament. And when they do that, Champa goes ahead and leaves along with Vados, and Champa makes the mistake of judging Goku and Vegeta strictly by the outfits that they were wearing, because the outfits they were wearing were heavy-weighted clothes, which means Goku and Vegeta were moving way slower than usual. So Champa's going to get some warriors he's guaranteed are going to beat them. And because of that, that's going to wind up being his downfall later. And now that I really stopped to look at it, I won't reveal it now, but there is a moment, I think, where it really does, blow up in his face. Anyway, once that happens, Goku and Vegeta take their armor off. When they take their training armor off, they end up going to Earth along with Whis and Beerus in order to discuss to Bulma that they need to invent a new Dragon Radar in order to find the Super Dragon Balls. And Bulma at first she feels like she doesn't need to do it. She doesn't know how to do it. To ask her to invent a new Dragon Radar would be kind of messed up in her case, so she instead just asked Vegeta to go ahead and gather up the Dragon Balls on Earth in order to find the Super Dragon Balls from there. And I gotta say, part of me is not really liking this buddy Vegeta. I get it, he's softer, but this is such a dramatic change. I think Majin Buu Vegeta was around the level I think we want for right now. He's a little too goofy in my case, and he's feeling like he's a little too out of character. He's Beerus' little soldier boy, and I mean that by, he's always beckoning at Beerus' call. I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that he's buddying with Goku now. It feels kind of weird. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with Goku and Vegeta sharing a friendship rivalry, like a rivalry friendship. He's done it with Tien and Piccolo and stuff. But this one felt kind of forced. It's so out of place of Vegeta. I'm used to Vegeta being the lone wolf of the Z Warriors. Even Piccolo and Tien, the previous villains, they do their own thing, but when it all comes down to it and they get together, Vegeta was always the one that was separate from them. But I don't know. Anyway, when they gather the Dragon Balls up, Shenron basically can't do it, and he's also shocked that Beerus is there. The reason that he says that is because the universe is way too big in order to locate something. Plus, it's in another universe, so he definitely can't find it there. After all of that said and done, they decide to just go. Beerus, I like how he's like, well, then one of my wishes is for you to get lost. It was kind of funny. But then it's funny because Goku forgets to wish back King Kai. He forgets to wish King Kai back to life. So they cut to King Kai. He's like, I can't quite cut the feeling that I'm forgetting something. And it was really funny. So I like that. Then I like how Bulma also brings up something. And she's done this before in the Android Saga, where she's just like, why don't you just find Dr. Gero's lab using the Dragon Balls? I like in this one, Bulma basically says, why don't you guys why doesn't Champa just wish for a new planet Earth? That way he can just have all the food and stuff. And Champa and Beerus and the others are just like, screw that, we want to fight. Basically, it's the exact same answer. And I love that about Dragon Ball Z. I love how we, the characters can ignore an obvious solution to make the plot, but they're aware of it. And I like how Bulma is the perspective of the audience members, thinking, yeah, we just pointed out a plot hole, fill that plot hole. Granted, it's kind of a cop-out, but at the exact same time, at least they picked a reasonable character to do it. And I'm also glad that Bulma's back in the fray. Well, not fighting, obviously, but I mean, like, she's useful again. She hasn't been really useful in terms of her character since the Android saga, where she had to invent that detonator for Android 17 and 18. So it's good to see her actually put in some work, and from future episodes we know that she's going to do much more. Speaking of Bulma, she chooses to go into contact with Jocko, but the way she has to do that is she has to call her older sister. Now, if you watch Galactic Patrolman Jocko, then you already know who this character is, but she calls upon Tights. Tights is her older sister by about, I want to say, 10? Almost 10 years? I don't know. But yeah, it's Tights. She calls Tights, and Tights calls Jocko. I love how Jocko's just sort of goofing around, and Jocko's like, "Oh snaps, Bulma, yeah, don't answer." And I think that's funny because they did a joke about that one time in the Android saga, where Bulma was calling while they were transporting Goku to Master Roshi's place, and Yamcha's like, "Don't pick up." It's just funny to see. It's just funny to see that joke revolve, how like Bulma's been getting on everyone's nerves. Anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of Bulma heavy stuff because, they go ahead and Jocko winds up flying over to Bulma's place, and that's the end of that plot line. It's also fun to note that Bulma invented the Dragon Radar. She invented the new and improved Super Dragon Radar, which means that the new Dragon Radar has been officially made, and it looks kind of cool. I like how it's kind of see-through in the middle. But she's invented it, and when she invents it, she gets a little skeptical because she's like, I don't know, you guys. If Beerus wins all of the Super Dragon Balls and finds the 7th one, what if he wishes for total annihilation? He is the god of destruction. Goku and Vegeta did not think that far. They just went, hey, we should fight. Like, they don't really care. They just want the fruit of the challenge. And I'm sure Beerus doesn't really want to do that as well. But anyway, it's good to see that Bulma is on edge about it. So there'll probably be like a mini arc where they go and find the Super Dragon Balls. Even though we cut to Champa and Vados, and they go ahead and invent the Super Dragon Ball. They go ahead and go to a nameless planet in between universes 6 and 7. We see the Super Dragon Balls, and they're freaking big ass planets. Like they're little moons. Well, they're like sizes of moons, and they're huge, is what I'm saying. They're really huge. They're big as hell. So when that ends up happening, Vados ends up creating an atmosphere so that they can breathe in it, and it's a shield so that powerful attacks won't break the entire planet apart. Yeah, and then she ends up inventing a stadium, and Champa names the planet Planet with Nothing. So, yeah, I just expect in future video games that shows up. Maybe. It'll probably just be Champa Tournament or something. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of cool. We see the setup, and we see that the tournament's being set on their side. Beerus goes ahead to contact Monaka, which is going to be one of the fighters that's going to be in the tournament, and he's confirmed to be the captain, and he's the strongest fighter that Beerus has ever fought outside of Goku. In fact, he's stronger than Goku. And a lot of people were thinking, well, how come Beerus was so shocked by the Super Saiyan God and stuff? My theory is this. Have you ever found the rival that you thought was very tough, but you still want to fight other tough people? Same situation. So Monaka is going to be contact, and Beerus gives Goku and Vegeta the permission to pick the other two fighters, and that's basically where they leave us, because Goku and Vegeta are going to go find the other two fighters in the next episode, and basically the episode ends on that note, with Goku being prepared to meet Monaka, because he wants to meet someone stronger than him, and there's a lot of fighters here that are proving to be much stronger than Goku, so it's making Goku really excited, and the episode's over. I really like the anticipation for the tournament. I like the preparations they're giving. They're giving a proper preparation. They're not doing the Resurrection F syndrome where everything happened at a really uncomfortably fast pace. I'm glad that it's real, legit build up towards this tournament. It definitely looks like it's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see this because, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air. It is a big breath of fresh air to see new content on Dragon Ball Super instead of the stuff that we were already predicting, and hopefully they're not going to drop the ball on that. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that. I'm really excited to see the preview because if we see with the next episode, because as we see with the preview, Gohan and Piccolo are legit training, so we get to see some training between them. Hopefully they make a difference between the manga and have Gohan just go ahead and fight instead of putting in the obvious choice. Because, yeah, there's a manga choice that's obvious. They're probably going to do it anyway, unfortunately. But, hopes are high. And Gohan's training, so that means the possibility of him fighting is still there. But anyway, there was a lot of great content here. I loved the humor. I think Bulma kissed Vegeta when he gathered up all the Dragon Balls at one point, so it's kind of cool to see that they're romantically involved, although I kind of liked Vegeta and Bulma to not show their romance publicly. I don't know. I always thought it was out of place, but I guess they're so comfortable now with their relationship that they can do it. Other than that, everything's really cool. It's good, like I said, it's good to see a lot of the other characters being utilized. Bulma being utilized to invent a Dragon Radar and go with Jocko in order to find the Super Dragon Balls is a really cool side story to happen. But with that, I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone the God 3 out.